Good evening, everyone. We're here tonight at Go Force. Thank you all for joining us. Okay, the chanting instructions. Let's learn from Master Yonghua.
Master, so we stopped at on slide 219.
We did?
And we have a couple more slides until the audio will start on 223.
223. Okay. So we stop here. That's a very famous quote from the sixth patriarch. And I'm always amazed on how profound the Buddhist teaching is, yet it sounds so simple. Whereas when people have great wisdom, they can explain it in very simple terms. That's why I love the sixth patriarch and the Master Yonghua's teachings. And sagely is not apart from the worldly, okay? I don't know what he's talking about, which ahat he's talking about, and the purification, and okay. So this is the start of a new section, right? We haven't gone through 223 yet, right? Okay, let's get started then.
做一个道场是不容易的，尤其没有基础，更不容易。
So, establishing a way place is not easy, especially when there is no foundation. It's even more difficult.
但是在这个不容易之中，你要能做，也变成容易了。要是在容易的事情，你要不做，也变成不容易了。
But in the midst of difficulty, if you can do it, it also becomes easy. In the midst of easy things, if you don't do it, it also becomes difficult.
所以才说，仁者勉为其难，仁者先难而后怀。
That's why it is said, the benevolent person exhausts all his abilities to overcome difficulties. The benevolent person faces difficulties first and then reaps the reward.
你想要成就你的这个仁慈，一定要由这困难之中做起。
If you want to accomplish your act of benevolence, you must begin amidst difficulties.
那么，咱们现在在这个万分的困苦艰难的期间，咱们来提倡佛教，弘扬佛法，令佛教发扬光大。
So, we are now in a period of extreme hardship and difficulty. We are advocating Buddhism, propagating the Buddha Dharma, and making Buddhism flourish.
这是俺每一个人都有责任的。
This is a responsibility we all share.
所以，那么你有力量就出力量，有金钱就出金钱，那么来拥护这个道场，这是最要紧的。
Therefore, if you have strength, offer your strength. If you have money, offer your money to support this way place. This is the most important.
在你能拥护1分，就1分的功德；你能拥护10分，就有10分的功德。
If you can offer a bit of support, you get a bit of merit and virtue. If you can offer your full support, you get the full merit and virtue.
所以呢，个人尽个人的力量，个人不要错过这个机会。错过机会，你再想做这种事情，那就很少了。
Therefore, each person should support to the best of their ability and not miss this opportunity. If you miss this opportunity, it will be very rare to get another chance to do something like this again.
那么建立道场，这是菩萨行处，菩萨住处，菩萨修行处。
We are establishing a way place. This is a bodhisattva's range of practice, a place where bodhisattvas will dwell and bodhisattvas will cultivate.
Okay. That's how I go back to beginning of this section. 23. Okay, so he's talking about establishing a way place. Master Shunhua is very hard. He's doing something that was not done before. And he's trying to establish Mahayana in the West. Was not known in the West. Buddhism was available in the West, but not Mahayana, really. Because prior to him coming to America, no one really understood the teachings in Mahayana. Most people, they would study Hinayana, especially the scholars would study Hinayana, and whereas other scholars might study the words or the scriptures of Mahayana, but in order for you to understand Mahayana, you have to meditate. There's no two ways about it. And this is why the Chan Chi and Chan training is central to our Dharma propagation. Okay? Why is that? Because Master Shenhua may understand Mahayana, but we don't. And for us to be able to understand Mahayana, we need to have enough samadhi power. We need to have enough strength to break through our confusion, our delusions, to break down our obstructions. Okay, and that's why having samadhi, building your concentration power is critical to your development, to your understanding of Mahayana. Okay, and of course, understanding Mahayana gives you wisdom and will make life a lot better for you, so much better for you. Okay, and so he says here, so he came to the U.S. and as an unknown, no support whatsoever. I think his disciple gave him a condo in Hong Kong. He sold it. He wanted to sell it to get some money to go to America. And the same disciple said, you don't want to sell this. The real estate prices in Hong Kong is going up through the roof. The price is going through the roof. You don't want to sell it. Are you sure you want to sell it? So Master said, yeah, I want to sell it. So the disciple ended up buying from him the property he gave him in the first place. Yeah. And so Master Hsuan used that money to survive in the United States without asking or begging for help. And so we want you to know that that's what he says here is very, very difficult. No foundation, because there's no foundation, meaning there's nothing beforehand, before he came. There was Buddhism, but again, people were not, the samadhi level is not there. And there's a danger to knowing the words of jargon of Buddhism and thinking you know Buddhism. It's not that. Because remember, what did the Buddha say? The Buddha said that in the last 50 years of my career, I have not spoken a single word of Dharma. And anyone who said I spoke Dharma is a son of the demon. Okay? And so now here we are in a Dharma ending age, going to universities, getting diplomas, certified that we understand Mahayana, we know about Mahayana. It is not conducive to the propagation of Mahayana, to the understanding of Mahayana at all. Okay? And it's a lost art. That's why Master Hsuan had to come to the U.S. and brought Mahayana from China, and so he had to build a foundation from zero, basically, because this is a warning. This is a word of caution. Just because you heard of Buddhism before, just because you studied Buddhism before, you may have the wrong foundation. Okay, that's what he's referring to. There's really no foundation for him to teach his comprehensive Mahayana. I find it funny that no one after him ever said anything like that. His disciples never explained to us. I mean, I'm like a generation 2.5, because I'm the last one, practically. He accepted before he died. So I thought I'd stick around so that, because Master Hsuan promised me that his disciples will be teaching me. Okay? So I stuck around for 4.5 years. And no one ever taught us that. Taught us my generation 2.5, and especially the third generation, that what Master Hsuan had to do to build a foundation, because there was none. Okay, so he started because no foundation. Part of building a foundation is to establish a way place, a place where you go or come to practice the way. You can find the way there. That's why it's called the way place. The way place is Dao Jia, right? Chinese Dao Jia. Dao, the way. Jia, the way place. Very good. The way place is where you can go and find the way. Okay? The way is a way of practice. Okay? And also it's a place where you can go and learn about how to practice the way. Okay? So I'm eternally grateful to Master Shenhua for doing this for us, because I noticed it changed a lot of people's lives. Next. In the midst of difficulty, if you can do it, it also becomes easy. In the midst of easy thing, you don't do it, it also becomes difficult. It sounds like a truism. That we call what we say in America, and this is such a trivial thing to say, okay? But apparently, it's Chinese wisdom. Or you could say that in the midst of difficulties, you can succeed, you can get through, then there's really no difficulties. Okay? So you have to do it, since he's not American, he says it in the Chinese way, Chinese style. And the same similarly, in the midst of easiness, easy things, and you become lax, and then you will struggle. Okay? And excuse me, what are you mumbling about? Six, yeah.
I heard the quote from American quote say that difficult times produce strong men, and then good time produce weak men. So this is similar to this. When it's difficult, then you can overcome it.
I agree. That's why I'm becoming Republican. Why is this? Times are hard, and the Democrats are so weak. So annoying, God. It's all whining and complaining. Oh, God. Okay. Anyway. So, that's worldly thinking, but I like to propose some different kind of angle when you talk about this. When there are difficulties, that's when you can learn. When things are so easy for you, you really are not learning anything. It's just status quo. You're not changing. You're not moving forward at all. Okay, and so this is what I want to stress to you, all of you, especially young generations, young people. Do not be afraid of difficulties. Okay, especially parents as well. Do not make lives too easy for your children. That is so wrong. Let them suffer. Let them become broken-hearted. Okay, let them fail. Okay. Okay, this is how we train our people, by the way. In Chanqi, okay, our people are failing every single day. They never could do it. And then they stand up and say, I love Chanqi. I like doing Chanqi so much. And none of them can do it. And that's the spirit. It's not about success, people. This is a worldly viewpoint where you're only seeking success. Is that the training, mind you, is that you're not daunted by failure. I like this imagery where a boxer gets knocked down, he picks himself up and look at his opponent. Are you tired yet? That's what Chan is about. That's a Chan spirit. Okay. never mind. You're not violent. You don't like violence. Okay. And that's why it said the benevolent person exhausts all his abilities to overcome difficulties. The benevolent person faces difficulties first, and then reaps the reward. Okay. I don't understand 勉為其難. Is that what it says? Exhaust all difficulties, all abilities? Oh, no Chinese people here? Chinese people, help us out. Help me out. What does it mean here? 勉為其難. I'm not sure I understand I want to understand the spirit of the Chinese, because usually these sayings are from sages, and the translators are not sages. That's why I always double check a little. But I do not understand this expression, 勉為其難. Can you look it up? You're looking it up. Oh, it's slow today, huh? AI is slow, huh? Here, it's something wrong here. Go for it. AI is so slow. The heart of the tech world and 仁者先难而后获. I think it has to do with 勉為其難. Is undaunted by difficulties.
So the character 勉 is actually a different character. It's to actually 勉強的勉, which is not this 勉. So it's more forcing themselves to do the hard things. So let me correct
Sorry,
the character.
again? What's that?
Let me correct the 勉.
Yeah, go ahead,
勉 is a
please.
different.
No wonder. I don't understand at all. Wrong Chinese character. Rancha. Just do 面 first, and then copy the rancha over there. Yes, Wei Mao. While they're working on the slide, Wei Mao, go ahead.
Hello, Master. Would you like the Vietnamese version of ChatGPT?
So it's fixed.
So what does this mean here mean?
Meaning force themselves to do the difficult things.
You see? It's not exhaust his abilities. This is too liberal a translation. The Chinese is very, very, very beautiful. Okay? 勉强的勉, right? 勉為其難. So he forces himself to face difficulties. Is that how is that correct? Okay, thank you. Okay, so he says the benevolent person. Benevolent here is the ideal of Confucianism, where you're a superior person, you are a learned person, you are a above average person. Okay, 勉为其难, forces himself through difficulties. You buy that? Not just face difficulties, but through difficulties. When you say forcing yourself to face difficulties, it's not. Way here is through, do difficulties.
Doing the difficulties.
Do difficulties. Do the difficult. Okay? And so I translate it like to make it more literary, forcing yourself through difficulties. Okay? But actually, the exact Chinese meaning is that it forces himself to do what is difficult. Okay? And we can make it a little bit more literary, English version, force himself through difficulties. Meaning, not back down, just because it's difficult. Not whine, not complain, not cry, not stick his head into the sands, not blame people, blame others. Okay? If they hack at it, they won't quit. They will keep on fighting to the end. There's a difference between that. This is Rencha is the supposedly the superior person. Okay, the superior person where he's learned, he's suave, he is a role model, and he forces himself to do what's difficult to him. Difficult for him. That's much more accurate. Ordinary people, when they say it's difficult, they find ways to avoid it and to dump it on someone else. Okay? Your subordinates. Your assistant and so forth. The superior person, okay, forces himself to do what's difficult to him. Yes, Wei Meng.
Thank you, Master. We have a YouTube comment from Jane Clymer. She's translating the phrase. Although it is difficult, you're still doing your best to accomplish the task.
No. Okay? This section here is that there are two parts to being a superior person, if you will. I want you, men, is it okay? I want you men to think about this. The first part is that real man, if you will, okay, forces himself to do what's difficult for him. Is that clear? This is a Chinese teaching. It is so profound. And you look at, for example, in the world, the successful businessmen, like the Buffett, is it Buffett? A buffet? Bill Gates, all those people, all those who do not scam others. They did what's difficult for them to do. So that's what they're superior in the end. Okay, but so it says here, description here is the superior person, okay, forcibly does what's difficult. Forces himself to do what's difficult. All right? That's the first part. Number 2, 仁者先难而后惑. Okay? The benevolent person, okay, the superior person, first faces difficulty, then reaps the rewards later. What does it mean? This is so beautiful. I love Chinese wisdom from these old sages because it's very subtle that I don't think the Westerners can understand the subtleties of the Chinese culture, the Asian culture. That's why we need to translate it for them. You cannot let or you cannot let the Chinese people who half understands English translate Chinese, okay, the profound Chinese into half English. Okay? So this is very important, folks. The second part is as the benevolent person first faces difficulties, okay, then later gets a reward. Okay? And so it's very subtle here. There's a subtlety here, folks. Let me explain to you. The Chinese sage is very, very profound. The sage is saying, okay, we agree on the first part, right? They're two different things, okay? Two different teachings altogether under the same context of difficulty and the superior person, okay? So second part is as the superior person, okay, first seeks what's difficult, and that's why he'll get rewarded later. It's factual. It's not an aspiration. Okay? Look at the translation here. English, it says, benevolent person faces difficulty first and then reaps the reward. As if that this guy, that's what drives him, is that I seek difficulties because I get my rewards later. It's not that. It's not that at all. It says here, in Chinese, it says, first does the difficult, and between parentheses, therefore later obtains his reward. So he's not thinking about rewards. That's my point. You cheapskates are always looking for rewards. What's in it for me? What do I get out of this? But the superior person does what's difficult. Okay? And that's why he gets his rewards. I'm facing blank stares. Are we still on the same page? Is it too much? We can move on. It's okay. I don't need to explain this to you. It's so fascinating to me. It's so beautiful. That's okay. Yeah. Go on.
Hello. So, Master, I was just wondering what makes this person want to just endure difficulty. Because it's not glamorous, so it doesn't make logical sense for people trying to get ahead in life. So why just do, like you say, eat shit all the time?
No. The thing here is that, see, okay, it's clear. Everyone, it's clear the first phrase, right? Okay, first phrase is very clear. Second phrase now elaborates a little bit more. This is what happens to the superior people. The superior people, 先难, okay, 先难, whatever if you want to do it. They first do the difficult thing. They first engage with difficult things. And that's why later they get the rewards. It's not saying that they're not trying to sell you that you should do difficult thing. That's how you get rewards later. Not that. It's not that spirit at all. The spirit person just sticks his head in difficult things. He doesn't shy away from that. And that's why, because he does that, okay, and he's superior, that's why later he get a lot of rewards.
So I got that. I was just wondering why does he do that?
Why does he do that?
Yeah, what moves him to do that? I was just thinking that. What would make someone want to do that?
It's kind of difficult to explain to you. You have to be superior.
Well, I'm going to start doing that because I trust you, but I just don't know. If I didn't have you, why would I just do that?
You're so competitive, these Westerners. Jesus. In Asian culture, superior person meaning is different class from us, okay? It's not us. It's aspirational. This is aspirational. If you think you're superior, okay, this is what superior people do. So if you aspire to be superior, okay, you think yourself superior, okay, it has a double meaning, double entendre. The double meaning is that the superior people, this is what they do, okay? The corollary is I don't know, I have to look up how to pronounce that word, okay? The implication is that if you think yourself as a superior person, you should do it too. Meaning you do the difficult things and you don't worry about reward because the rewards will come naturally. Because you ask, but you still want to associate how do I get the rewards? Okay? And the second phrase here is not about that's why I get rewards, but the superior person just does difficult things and naturally you get rewards. And naturally he gets what comes to him because of his superior act. He doesn't plan it. He doesn't scheme for it, if you will. Yes, sir.
But even though he doesn't, sorry to drill on this or whatever, even if he's not planning for a benefit, why does he do it? Why does he say, oh, I'm going to...
Because it's difficult for him. The nan here, the difficulty is for him. It's not for you. It's for him. Okay, you losers, are you still with me? Yes, YouTube. I feel so lonely, and tonight I drove all the way. I hurried to make sure I come here in time, and then on time, and then I face blank stares. and another guy, why do I have to do that? Yes, YouTube.
Thank you, Master. We have YouTube question from Tin Tai. Master, Does the superior person use the reward to do more difficult things?
Didn't I go home? No, the spirit here, okay? First of all, the superior person or benevolent person does not back down because it's difficult. That's the first section. Is that clear? Okay? That's the spirit. The more difficult it is, the more they like to do it. They want to do it. They want to do what's difficult for him. Okay? Meaning that he's not worried about you, what you think. Okay? About, whether you approve of him doing this and doing that. He only does it because it's difficult for him. I think. Would you like to take a break? I know it's a struggle for you, but try harder, guys. Yes, Wei Mountain. Take a break.
Hey, Master. I just wanted to make a comment. I think it's just in America, it's like we're told to be rich and not the best. And so, it doesn't matter if you're the best. It just matters if you're rich. And so I think the superior person notion is more associated with, wanting to be the best. And regardless of what outcome it is, but it's going to be good because you're superior. I think that's what's missing.
Go home. Jesus Christ. Where does it say the best? The superior person is not the best person. Don't you know? Huh? You American person? Jesus. Okay, it has nothing to do with being the best person. It's just a superior person. He doesn't need you to look at him as the best. He doesn't need to be recognized as the best. He does it because it's difficult. There's vocabulary, there's a spirit for people like that. Okay? It's difficult, therefore that's what they do. That's why inventions and advancements in engineering, in knowledge, in sciences and technology, AI and so forth, are made by those people, the superior people, because it's difficult for them. Don't you get it? It's not the best. It's nothing to do with the best. There's yes, 5. Take a break.
Master, is there a point where something difficult isn't worth investing time in? Or what I'm wondering is where should we prioritize facing difficulty?
Good question. Go back to China. Taiwan, whatever you come from. Yes, Vietnam girl. 7.
Do these people, when they do this, they just simply, they don't think much. So basically, they need to have a reason, right? But it's just simply, when I take the difficulties, it make me one step closer to being less stupid.
I am? Are you seeing me rolling my eyes?
No, I'm having my contact lens issue. I can't see your face.
What's your question again?
So is that how these people think? They just simply think that if they take on the difficulties, they take loss, sacrifice, it just simply help them one step closer to being less stupid.
How can I explain to stupidity? Okay, let's move to Korea now. It's so multinational. You have Taiwan, and then you from where? Mexico? Yeah, okay. Now we go to Korea.
일단은 인자를 한자 찾아보면 뭐 자비롭다, 자유롭다라고 되는데 내용을 보면 뭔가 어려움을 겪고 힘을 얻는다 이렇게 조금 약간 용기 있는 사람이랑 이렇게 좀 미스매칭이라고 생각을 했었거든요. 처음에 한번 끊을게요.
Master, when I look at this benevolent person, at first we see a meaning of benevolent and compassion. But when we hear about this explanation, it's more like remind of courageous man.
그래서 이거 그 한자 사자성어를 챗GPT로 찾아봤더니 어떻게 디테일하게 설명이 나왔냐면 어진 사람은 그것이 어려운 일임에도 불구하고 생각하거나 분별하거나 꺼리지 않고 그냥 그거를 기꺼이 노띵킹인 상태로 해야 되기 때문에 해낸다 라고 되어 있었어요.
So I checked the ChatGPT. What it says is the benevolent man, benevolent person, even if it is difficult, he doesn't think, he doesn't discriminate, he just do it.
그래서 제가 말하고 싶은 포인트는 어진 사람은 오히려 분별하거나 계산하지 않고 그냥 눈앞에 생긴 일을 no thinking인 상태로 해낸다라고 저는 생각합니다. 이상입니다.
So my definition, what I understood is that the benevolent person would not calculate, would not discriminate, without any thinking, he just do it.
Okay, let's go to the true Koreans. Any true Koreans out there in the airwaves?
Master, may I try?
Yeah, go ahead, true Korean.
I may go back to Korea. I would say that if this is an easy task, then ordinary man or any man can solve and get it, access it. But if it is difficult one, then everyone cannot do that. And this is because of these difficulties, people may not have access to get that. So probably benevolent person has the responsibility to get over the difficulties and open the gate to the people. Maybe that's they think they have that kind of responsibility, so they force them to do difficult thing. That's what I think. Best.
Okay, any other true Korean? Or true Chinese? True Taiwanese? True Vietnamese? Yes, Wei Mom.
Hello, Master. So the.
Are you true Vietnamese?
I'm half-baked Vietnamese. I'm
half-baked
in Vietnam, half in America. So this is the Vietnamese YouTube comment. He said that is it the way that we create merit, create virtue of the true cultivator, they forefront doing all of the difficult things and yield the easy thing for others?
Two Vietnamese. Anyone else? YouTube comment. God, this is all we have for, as far as humanity, a treasury of knowledge, of wisdom. I want you to know this is the first time I read it too.
Thank you, Master. It's not a comment, it's a question from Sophia Gu. Master, how does a benevolent person choose the type of difficulty to endure?
There you go. Ranja. Okay, the benevolent person. Whatever benevolent means in Buddhism, in Confucianism, that's in your culture. Okay, in your Asian culture, American culture, is the same thing. A Ranja is someone who is benevolent according to Confucianism, but actually it means that the distinguished person, a superior person, the above average person, or superior person, if you will. Do we agree on that? Okay? Okay, so this benevolent person here refers to the person who has higher standards, if you will. We agree on that. He has high standards for himself or herself. It's not about you, it's about him. He says, I have high standards. And it doesn't necessarily mean I need your approval. Because my standards are high. Okay? Are we still together? Number one. Okay. Number two. When Master Shuho brought this up in the context of Chanchi, in the context from the lens of Buddhism, okay, what does a superior person in Buddhism do? Yes, 5.
They take sacrifices.
They make sacrifices because they don't just make sacrifices. You Taiwan person, Jesus, they don't live in a vacuum, guys. You guys, Okay, why me, God? When you make sacrifices, see in what context? When you make sacrifices, what is it for? What's the purpose?
To help other people.
To help other people. If you were to make sacrifices to help yourself, does it make you a superior person? Careful. Hey, you woman, careful. Huh? If you make sacrifices only to help yourself, does it make you a benevolent person? Does it make you a superior person? No, it doesn't. Are we clear on that? This is not Confucianism. We're talking about Buddhist teachings here. Okay? Chan teachings here. We take a concept called benevolence from Confucianism, but we twist it. We distort it to fit our needs. The benevolent person in Confucianism, I don't know Confucianism, by the way. I'm just like you tonight. I read this for the first time. That's why I didn't understand what it meant. Just like you, I'm trying to understand this. But Confucianism, Ranja here, the benevolent person refers to someone who's above average. Okay? It's more than that. Not only he's above average, he's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to be a person who's benevolent, meaning he will benefit others. He's better than others. He looks at himself. He wants to compare himself to higher standards, if you will. That's what benevolence I think means in Confucianism. Yes, Korea.
그러면 여기 나와 있는 센텐스의 내용으로는 어진 사람이다라는 거는 오히려 자기가 스스로 손해라는 거를, 그러니까 손해를 선택한 사람이다라는 뜻일까요? 생각이 없는 사람인 노 띵킹이라기보다는 손해를 스스로 선택한 사람이라는 뜻인가요?
So, Master, when we think about this context, the benevolent person, that person is not someone who's not thinking. Is it rather someone personally chose to take a loss?
No. Okay, do the correction. The benevolent person forces himself to do himself, not oneself, to do what's difficult. Drop the oneself here, for oneself here. If we're going to spend the time, let's help the English-speaking world a little. So far, so good. Next. And second part, the person face the difficulty first, and is therefore will obtain rewards. Don't do later. Will obtain rewards. Will get rewarded. Will get rewarded. Okay, all right. Okay. So in this context here, the benevolent person, from our perspective, from a Chan perspective, from Buddhist perspective, is we want you to look at yourself, okay, like a benevolent person, a superior person, a person you consider yourself to be above average, to be better than the average person, okay? You're better than that, if you will. The expression is, the phrase is, you think yourself are better than that. Is that clear? You believe you're better than that. That's a rancher. That's a benevolent person. I will translate it for you into English. This person thinks himself is better than that. Okay, whatever it means to that person. All right? It's no standards for it. Oh, he thinks he's this person who expects more out of himself. Okay? Is that clear? He has high standards. He's gonna not settle for the expected, the norm. That's not what runs in his veins. He wants more. He wants better than that. We're referring to the spirit here, folks. Do you understand? Mexico person. Okay? I have higher standards than that. You may look at me as having shabby clothes, being poor, okay, and unassuming and really boring, uninvited to the wedding in Venice. Now she wakes up. Now Master is talking about me. Got that? It doesn't bother her because she knows, she believes she's better than that. you feel inside of you, you're better than that. This is your personal standards. 仁者 is personal standards. I'm better than that. Okay? So what does a person who better than that do? In Buddhism, okay, the superior person, the person who helps others, puts others before himself. Always. Ordinary people, they put themselves before others. I'm going to get rich first, then I help the country later. Okay? I'm going to get what I want first. And if you guys get it because I get what I want, it's okay. It's not like that. That's why this is not the superior person. The superior person always, how can I benefit them? Even at my own expenses. That's our standards. Yes, Republican.
How do they think like that and do something like that without falling into the trap of being arrogant? Because it's the line between thinking like that and being arrogant is very thin.
I need a break. Lesbians. Control yourself. Okay. So, they can't see. They couldn't see it, right? They couldn't see it. It's okay. It's okay. It's a private thing between two girls. Okay. This person here, what drives him is to help others. And he makes sure that it's always, if it gets to the point where, do I get more out of it than the others? Then I'm not meeting my own standards. It's never, the undercurrent is never, what's in it for me, if you will. And this is important to help you spot those who are superior versus those who are not. Those who are not always have this undercurrent, what's in it for me? It doesn't matter what you do, helping or not helping others, helping country, helping your mother, helping your neighbors, whatever. But it's always the undercurrent, it's always a calculation. What's in it for me? That's not a superior person. What's in it for my family? Some of them, some women disguise it. What's in it for my family? But actually, what's in it for me is the bottom line for them. Okay? That's what ordinary people do. Yeah, I know. You women say, you mothers say, no, I don't think of myself, I think of my children. Same thing. You're disguising it because you love your children, so therefore, what's in it for my children? Because I love my children. Then it also means that if you get it for your children, then actually it's because you get it for your love of your children. So it's for you. You can't fool me. Is that clear? Okay? So this benevolent person, using the Confucian term, benevolent person, superior person, okay, helps others even at his own expenses when necessary. Is that clear? Does it help you understand where you stop or what you do? It's not about, what if I do stupid thing? I do stupid thing. It's not stupid or smart or sensible or logical. It's about, what do I need to do to help? Okay? Does going to Venice help? Because if it helps for you to go there and have your photo taken on that Lover's Bridge, you know, you've been there. I hope he pays attention. Okay? It's not about how you perceived. It's about what you expect of yourself. That's what matters. Don't fall into the trap of, if I do this, will they like me? Will they approve of me? Koreans, the old Koreans are really disconnected. Okay, look at them; they're all looking down. When Master is going to move on from this thing here, we're not comfortable. You know, can we talk about something more meaningful to us? Okay. It's not about I need to do this so that I'm accepted, so that I can be part of the thing, part of the community, and so forth. No, it's about how I can help. And if I'm not liked, if not appreciated, so be it. It's never the goal. Okay? And that's why later, this is why it's very special here. Ho ho. Okay? Ho ho is actually not rewarded. It's not in terms of money, in terms of adoration and power and recognition and so forth. Ho here is benefits, whatever it is. Big benefits. Because the bottom line, okay? And it might cause problems for you. The bottom line is that because of that kind of mindset, whatever they obtain, okay, will be tremendous, humongous. That's why they don't bother thinking about it. If you still think about it, this is Buddhism, folks. If you think about, if I do this, I get $1 billion in cryptos or not? Okay, as an example. Okay? If there's a limit, there's a cap, there's a number there, okay, then it's not big enough. Whole here is I'm going to obtain. Obtain here is humongous. I can't count. That's very Buddhist. Okay? The Confucians, the whole here, they get their recognition, they get their, they become an official, okay? They get land, okay? They get the emperor's attention, favors. But ho in Buddhism is that we don't say ho, we don't say numbers, because it's so big. I interpret it from a Buddhist lens is for you, That's why sometimes it helps not to be Chinese, because I'm not stuck with the Chinese. When you first do and then you get rewarded. Baloney. Maybe reward is not a good translation. Therefore, will obtain, and let the people have a chance to explain it. The reward here to me is still like plotting. Okay? Wei Mom.
Amitabha Master, I don't quite know what the term benefactor means, but I know I'm more familiar with the Chinese term 人, and the way I understand is usually happens in movie when there's chaotic like situation, nobody wants to stand out, that person will stand out and do things to help everybody, but usually without everybody knew about it. So to answer the other person's concern about if the person does things and become arrogant, if the person become arrogant or has any calculation, then that person cannot be called 人. That 人 has virtue and helping others in it by itself. Thank you.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. 7.
제가 말하려고 했던 부분이 오히려 인자는 그 일 자체가 뭐 일의 우선순위의 앞뒤를 정한다든지 그런 게 아니라, 그리고 또 그 이후에 얻을 거가 오히려 뒤를 생각하지 않은 게 저는 인자라고 생각했던 게 제 의견이었거든요. 괜찮으세요? 다시 얘기할까요, 세라님? 네, 다시 얘기하면 제가 제 의견은 오히려 인자는 일 자체에 포커싱이 되지 일이 끝나고 그가 얻을 이익에 대해서는 뒤를 생각하지 않는 게 제 인자라는 의미에 대한 제 의견이거든요. 네.
So Master, for me, what I understood about benevolent person, the person who's focusing on a task, person who's not thinking about what happens after. That's how I understood.
Very good, very good. Let's go to GMT. XS2. Comment on what you learned tonight.
Just do what is difficult if to help others.
Do what's difficult to what?
To help others.
Help others. Okay, very good. Wei Mao.
Alo, mô Phật bạch thầy. Cái người cao thượng đó thầy, nó có từ bi thì người ta thích gần cái người cao thượng. Mà cái người cao thượng đó có ngã mạn đó thì người ta tránh xa. Mô Phật.
Hello, Master. So the superior but benevolent person, if they have kindness and compassion, then people like to draw near them. But if these people are arrogant, then other people want to stay away from them.
Very good. Absolutely. Okay, on this phrase here, therefore will obtain. Okay, don't do get rewarded, please. Okay, because we really are making it so ikia. I get rewarded later. And it's so disgusting. Okay, yes, K YouTube.
네, 이승란님의 코멘트입니다. 유교를 한마디로 대표할 수 있는 말이 어질 인자인데 능력과 덕목이 뛰어난 사람은 어려운 일에도 의연히 대처하고도 관련된 사람들에게는 항상 인자하게 너그럽게 대한다는 뜻인 듯합니다.
Master, this message is from Yi Seung-nam. In Confucianism, the character that best represented by a single word is benevolence. A person with exceptional ability and virtue responds calmly even in difficult situations and treats those involved with kindness and generosity.
Yes. Yes. Okay, very good. Moving on. Okay, so Master Xinhua says, from his perspective, if you want to be benevolent, you must begin amidst difficulties. Okay? Meaning that for these people, they live in difficulties. They don't run away from difficulties. Their lives are about difficulties. Is that clear? Very simple. They are not looking to get off easy. They're gonna, they're not worried about that. Okay, it is really also with the unspoken part is that it doesn't mean that you ignore the small things at all. Okay, but the point here is for the benevolent person, for example, to help someone without much efforts. Okay, according to the Mexicans, they would say, "No, it's not benevolent enough for me. I need something more difficult." Maybe. I don't want you Westerners to think that way, okay? But you young people don't understand. Okay, you don't say that. This person does not discriminate. Doesn't say it's not difficult enough for me. It's too easy. No. Okay? It helps. But when it's difficult, he does not back down. Is that clear? If you have that attitude, I guarantee you, and you can produce, I guarantee you, you'll be executive. Not many executives are like that, let me tell you. Okay. And you must begin amidst difficulties. Yeah, for you Westerners, yeah, but I just explained to you, it's not just that, okay? It helps. Okay, the difference here is that 免极难 勉为极难 he forces himself to do difficult things instead of backing down, okay, calculating. Okay, and so here, Master Xinhua says, you must begin amidst difficulties. He simplifies for people, but it's not the original teaching at all. Okay, he simply says, for you, I will simplify for you. If you want to help Mahayana, propagate Mahayana, you have to begin with difficult things. So he simplifies it for them. But that's not the original teaching. Is that clear? Moving on. We are now in a period of extreme hardship and difficulties. Thank you. It took me only over an hour to get out of this slide. And not a whole lot of help from the Koreans, from Vietnam, from China, from Taiwan, Mexico. It's like this is driving in quicksand. Anyway, we now in a period of extreme hardship and difficulties. Surprise, surprise. I think Master Xinhua knew that's what it's like to be in 2025. Okay? We're advocating Buddhism, propagating Buddha Dharma, making Buddhism flourish. Since when has it changed? That's my point. It's never simple. It's never easy. Let's face it. Okay? Yeah. This is a responsibility we all share. It sounds good, doesn't it? I'm going to help flourish Buddhism. I'm going to help make it, benefit a lot of people. And this is what I try to avoid. I'd rather you think, I'm better than that. I expect more out of myself. Meaning, what's implied is I don't necessarily actively seek your recognition, seek rewards. Okay? But for Master Shenhua, it's much easier for him to listen to him and say, okay, that's what we share. So we all get excited. I want to help propagate Buddhism and share responsibility to propagate Buddhism. I don't even want you to do that. I want you to say, I got to be better than this. If you become a better person, a gooder person, then you're doing better than his disciples. Because we're competitive. We're better than that. Yes, JC.
우리가 인자가 무엇인지를 정확히 알려면 그냥 마스터 지를 보면 될 것 같아요.
If we truly want to understand what is benevolent man, we need to look at Master Z.
Okay, zoom in to Master Z, please. This is a picture of benevolence. Okay, we need to have a caption here. Take a photo and record this video. Have a clip. This is Master Benevolence. I guess, Master Z, you have a Korean fan. Okay, so Master Shenhua, can I share you something personal? When I read this thing and how Master Shenhua to say we all share the responsibility to propagate Buddhism and so forth, back my mind, I sort of say, because I look at his disciples, I'm not sure they believe this. It sounded good, but I look at them and say, no, you don't buy into this. Okay, that's why I don't talk like this, because I know you don't buy into it either. Therefore, if you have strength, offer strength. If you have money, offer money. Drop the your. Okay? God, I don't know where these people learn English from. I know these Caucasians will laugh at us. Okay? Could you please remove the your here? The your here? Okay? If you have strength, offer strength. Okay? Do you understand the meaning here? The difference between if you have strength, offer your strength versus offer strength. What's the difference? Jumi, what's the difference?
마스터, 제가 사실은 다리에 갑자기 쥐가 나가지고 내용을 들을 수 없었고요. 일단, 네.
I'm sorry, Master. I couldn't hear carefully because my leg became numb.
법문을 듣기 전에 얘기를 했는데 단순한 support보다는 protector가 좀 더 우아한 단어라고 생각합니다. 이상입니다. 여기 support, 여기 도량을 옹호해라, 힘을 보태라 뭐 이렇게 됐는데 그냥 한마디로 달마 프로텍터라고 정리하면 좀 우아할 것 같아요.
Yes, we might.
Hello, Master. So I think that this can be that if you have strength, that to be your strength, it can be your husband's strength or your boyfriend's strength. Tell him to do it. Not
Exactly. The boy gets it. You should pay more attention, Korean princess. God, you could have. All you have to say is that it says here, if I have strength, I offer my husband strength. If I have money, I offer my husband's money. Because if you say offer your strength, then you're leaving out your husband's money. Your husband's strength. Got that? I struggled for an hour and a half. By the way, this evening is incredible. I love it. I mean, this is the first time I read this thing here, and I think I'm becoming Confucian. The heck with Buddhism. This is such superior teaching. It's so beautiful. Okay? Anyway, this is the most important. All right? And so that's how Master Shihon simplifies it for us. You have whatever, offer whatever, okay? You have offer a little bit of support, you got a little bit of merit virtue, offer your full support, you got a full merit and virtue. No, but it's okay for Westerners. For you people, it's okay, okay? Should offer more. If you offer more, you get more. It is so. It goes back to being calculating again. You offer more, you definitely will get more. Of course, you get more, but you get a lot more when you don't think about more or less. You got that? You see, he's right here, but the spirit here is, I want to teach you. I'm not teaching you to get more. I'm teaching you how to get more. You understand the difference between Chinese Buddhism and our American Buddhism? American Buddhism, we say, yeah, I'm going to get more. Of course, I'm going to give, and if I give 10 million, of course I get 10 million more. Okay, however, I want you to teach you how to get more. Not to get more, but how to get more. And that's American Buddhism. Are we still together? Okay. Let me finish this. I don't like talking to you anymore. So therefore, each person should do the best of their ability and not miss his opportunity. Miss opportunity will be very rare to get another chance to do something like this again. Okay, that's correct. Okay. It's very rare to be able to find a monk like Master Hsuan who's poor, who has nothing going for himself. People were criticizing him. His own kind rejected him. He had to live in, under the rocks to survive. Okay, so but then it never bothered him, and then he decided after enduring a lot of difficulties and hardship, he's like, now it's time to do it. Okay, and therefore he started very, very, very small. Okay. And those early disciples or early supporters of his are superior beings. Okay? They will not be lacking. Let me put it that way for you. They will lack nothing. Okay? And that's why very rare to get another chance to do it again. That's it. We're done. Master Hsuan, that's it. He's dead now. Forget it. Okay? Too bad. Okay? we are establishing a way place. This is bodhisattvas. This is what bodhisattvas do. This is where bodhisattvas dwell. Okay, and how bodhisattvas cultivate. Correct it. See what bodhisattvas do, vas plural. This is what bodhisattvas do. There's no apostrophe in bodhisattvas. Where bodhisattvas dwell, drop the will. And how bodhisattvas cultivate. Just joking. That's the end of our tonight. Thank you for coming. I really love the Chinese thing. Okay, thank you for the opportunity, all of you. It's an hour and a half. Do that. What is this? I'm tired. You know, listen, you people. Someone here in Go For It says, Master, respectfully, it's not 9 o'clock yet. I said, say what? It serves you right. I'm so tired after an hour and a half. And I don't feel like doing it anymore. I'm just too tired. Like pulling teeth.